Am I the asshole for telling my husband to buy his own beer fridge? My husband and I have been married for 3 years. I love this man with the entirety of my life, but a year ago, he picked up this little habit where he stocks up on cheap beers, and leaves them open in the fridge. I was fine with it when it was just 2 or 4, enough to start up his gaming stream, and get the mood ready so he can have fun with his chat, but now there is an entire section of our fridge devoted to his skunky ass opened beers under our meat drawer. He just puts as many as he can fit under the drawer, and it fucking stinks. The entire fridge smells fucking frat bro puke after a day and a half of his beers being in it, and frankly I was sick of it. When he finished his last beer, I took the section off of the fridge shelf that he used to store his beers out. I cleaned and rearranged the whole fridge and I locked the shelf in my closet because I wasn't playing this game anymore. He finds out the shelf is missing, and while I was out he opened 2 beers, stuck them next to all our condiments, and immediately went to his dad, pissed that I was trying to emasculate him by denying him his beers. Even though the mont's been buying a 24-pack a week every week, and I have never stopped him. The man knows his limits. I just am sick of smelling rancid beer every time I open our fridge. I tell his dad that it's not about the beer, it's that he leaves it open until it fucking stinks up the place before drinking it, and he said, "You're gay. If he wanted to be with a controlling bitch, had go be with a woman, stop trying to control my son." So swallowing all my anger, I offer to go halvesies on a drink fridge for him, like the ones you see in shops. He looks me dead in the eyes and says, "The fridge in the kitchen is just as much mine as it is yours, you heard my dad. Now drop it, and put my shelf back." Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. I see some red flags. First, the age difference. The man is 21 years older than you. 21. And he still needs his daddy to stick up for him. And he cannot finish a beer in one go, so he needs to store open beers, plural, in the fridge. Can you at least close the beers with aluminium foil? Not the asshole. Sounds like your husband and his dad both are though. Not the asshole. Your Phil is a major asshole though. Are you sure your husband is 46? Definitely isn't acting like he's 46. Not the asshole, and you should really think hard about the level of disrespect you're being shown by your husband and Phil. So many red flags. Him being old enough to be your dad and a controlling, spiteful, misogynistic asshole is a big one. And the drinking sounds like it is getting worse. He doesn't know his limit if he is steadily increasing use. Is his dad a drunk too? I am guessing he gaslights you and berates you pretty often as well. I hope I'm wrong. There is a reason 40-plus guys that act like him marry someone your age. For control, intimidation, and because women their age see through their BS. This will not end well for you. Get out while you can, before you get pregnant or have a baby with him. His dad is also a huge awe. That is your sign it will not get better, but worse. When he leaves home next, quickly pack up your shit, clean out your accounts and leave him the fridge. WHO does this? Why open more if there's some open? I don't understand what he's trying to achieve. You're not the asshole. This is a bit much for a 45-year-old grown adult. Am I the asshole for not wanting photos or videos taken of me at a funeral? Am I the asshole for not wanting photos or videos taken of me at a funeral? My maternal grandfather, whom I considered a close friend as well as a role model, passed earlier this month at 93 years young. He was an inspiration to everyone he knew, and we all loved him dearly. My mom's sister decided she wants photos and video taken of the visitation, memorial service and following reception being held in honor of his life. So, she's nominated my uncle to be the photographer. I view these services as a private time to grieve my loss, and refuse to have my picture taken when requested. My refusal was met with frustration and confusion. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. It's a funeral, not a fucking safari. Not the asshole. Who wants to have their photograph taken after they've been crying? It's bizarre. Dude. Absolutely not the asshole. You're grieving and you should be allowed to grieve without having a camera shoved in your face. If someone had tried to take photos of me at my grandmother's funeral, I would have lost my shit. Not the asshole. What a weird idea to pressure people to agree to getting recorded while they're grieving. Not the asshole. Grieve how you want. As a dragoon photographer myself, my heart goes out to your uncle, not how I'd choose to grieve. Your aunt's weird desire to record the event is, like your preference not to be recorded, totally valid. But when the grieving turn into grieving awes is when they force their grieving choices on others. In particular, when they disrupt the grieving process of others with their own grieving. They tend to step into asshole territory, as your aunt did here. Not the asshole. And since when people take pictures at funerals? Am I the asshole for asking my husband to work overtime to help pay my part of the bills after surgery? For a little background, my husband has always been against overtime unless he is required to by his job. If we need any extra money for Christmas or birthdays, I am always the one that works the overtime to come up with those funds. When he lost his job at the beginning of COVID, I was also the one that worked 6-7 days a week to make sure everything got paid. I've known this about him for a while, and I have come to accept that this type of thing was just how it is. I completely understand not wanting to work overtime if you don't have to, so I don't completely blame him. I do however think there are some times you just have to do it if that's what it takes. So what happened was recently I got very sick. I tried to hold out until my days off, but after about 3 days I got to the point that I could barely function. I went into the almost 10 hours before I should have been at work. I work nights, and I hoped that it would give me time for them to help me and then me be able to go to work that night. Unfortunately, it didn't go as planned and they kept me as I had to have surgery the next day. I ended up missing 2 days of work because of this, and it severely impacted my paycheck as it also got rid of my bonus. I had not even had my surgery yet before he was telling me I would have to work my 2 days off to make up for what I was missing. I however was not cleared to do so and was also in a massive amount of pain. The day I got out of the hospital, he asked me if I would still be able to pay my half of the bills. And I told him I didn't think so because of how much money I would be missing out on. He immediately went to, "Well, you're going to have to sell some of your stuff to make it up," to which I said, "I figured maybe you could help me. If you worked on your day off, you could probably make up a good portion of what I'd be missing and then I could just pay you back or buy you something later." This set him off. He thinks I'm being selfish and that I shouldn't expect him to work on his day off to pay for my bills. I understand completely why he wouldn't want to work extra time, but at the same time I don't really have much of a choice. I also don't think it's fair that he expects me to sell my things when I picked up his slack when he lost his job and never once hinted he should sell anything. I feel like I could be the asshole by expecting him to help out some. But it's not like I can work more hours to make up the money because I literally just had surgery. I feel like he went into asshole territory when he started to yell at me for being selfish and going as far as to even call me lazy when I was literally in so much pain that I couldn't even sit up. He has a habit of being selfish and rude, but I just feel like this went too far. So am I the asshole or is he ta? And if everyone agrees with him, I guess I will apologize to him. I just kind of assumed marriage was 50-50, but I may be expecting more than I should. Also sorry for any formatting errors. I'm on mobile. Not the asshole. What part of in sickness and in health did your hubby misunderstand? Not the asshole. You're married to this guy? Isn't marriage supposed to be a together thing? Your bills are his bills. And it's not like you haven't helped him about before. He just sounds lazy. Not the asshole, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're in an abusive relationship. What you've described of your husband's behavior is abusive. And even if anyone doesn't think it rises to the level of abuse, it's more selfish and cruel than even a good friend or roommate's behavior. It boggles my mind why anyone would want to be married to someone who so easily ignores their needs and desires. Does he love you in any tangible way at all? Not the asshole. What on earth is wrong with him? You just had surgery, you covered his ass when he lost his job, and when you as a couple need extra funds, it's on you to come up with the extra money? What on earth is going on? If the couple needs extra fund, both of you should come up with the money. If he needs to work while you recover, then he should do that as your partner. What exactly is his bringing to this relationship? While you are working your butt off, is he doing all the household chores? Why are you putting up with this? Not the asshole. Why are you with this person? He does not care that you overwork yourself to help pay for extra things and expects you to work right after surgery to pay bills? Sounds like he does not give a damn about you or your health. Stop working overtime to pay for extras. If he wants them, he can work overtime for them. Not the asshole as partners in the rest of your life, for better for worse. In sickness and in health, the bills are not half and half, they belong to both of you. He is obliged, both morally and legally, to pay as you are as well. Am I the asshole for destroying my poor friend's only source of income by exposing her? My 24F friend, 25F, has been struggling a lot financially ever since we graduated college. She lives in a really broken down house with a bunch of health hazards as she's not a clean person. She has 4 dogs and they poop and pee on the floor, and she barely mops or dusts the place. She also has a bad roach infestation. How people live is not my business, but my friend started a homemade skincare company. I went to her house one day to drop off some celebratory cake from my fiancé and I's engagement party which she could not attend. When I got there, I saw her making some body butter in a mixing bowl. She dropped a lot of the powder she was using on the floor and just swept it back up and put it in her bowl. I told her she shouldn't sell that, but she said it was fine and that she had done stuff like that before. I was disgusted and quietly left. She's given free samples to our friends before and most of the time they've broken out or got some kind of reaction after using it. Nobody ever said anything as to not discourage her, but this was so unsanitary and unsafe. She is pretty popular and good at advertising, so quite a few people have bought her things. She has about 4K followers and a lot of people have complained. But she just deletes those comments. Mind you, these are all locals from our city. I texted her about it and told her to stop doing that, and she told me to stop meddling. I was honestly so fed up and thought about how dangerous this was for customers and made a public post exposing her, and she lost a lot of her followers and her reputation was ruined. She basically lost her source of income and people started demanding money plus threatening lawsuits. One girl claimed she broke out so bad in hives, she doesn't even list ingredients, that she had to get some sort of life-saving shot. My friend group is very angry at me and have said many mean things. I do feel bad because my already struggling friend, AITA, if I can call her that anymore, is losing her income and possibly facing legal problems because of me. But I really wanted to protect those people. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. You probably saved someone's life by shutting her down. NTA, what your friend did is gross. I don't want to put stuff on my face that touched the floor that probably had dog SHT on it yesterday. She needs to get a proper job to help her for the time being till she starts saving enough to then start a skincare company. Maybe try to give her some advice on ways to earn money. She could get a good job if she has the qualifications. Not the asshole. Imagine someone allergic to dog hair used her products? The lawsuit would have been way worse then. You did the right thing. Not the asshole. This is her own fault. She can't run a sanitary business and she was going to get shut down eventually. You just prevented more people from getting hurt first. Not the asshole. Dear God, this whole thing sounds so nightmarish. You absolutely would have been the asshole if you didn't speak up. Not the asshole. You tried warning her and she didn't listen. Then you heard and saw people having problems with her products. You tried telling her again and she didn't listen. She doesn't deserve a business if she's creating product that's harming her customer base.